attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success of Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining the Bhakti Sanga conference call today. Let us move on to our next session, Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who all have joined this call this morning?
Hare Krishna, Padma Mataji, Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisance is to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Rangoon.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for joining the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Padma Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. This is Shama Gauri Devidasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shama Gauri Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for joining the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Nice to see you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to assembled devotees. This is Suyasha Pandey from India.
Hare Krishna, Suyasha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for joining, Mataji. Very nice chanting, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Padma Mataji. Dhanavad Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Vrinda. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Very
Vrinda Gupta
attentively
Mataji.
chanting. Yes, Mataji. The Mataji is doing very attentively chanting, inspiring
Yes,
all
Mataji.
of us.
Yes, Mataji,
Yeah.
very beautiful chanting.
Yes.
Thank you
Such
for
inspiration.
joining chanting session.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gupta Mataji. Thank you for Dandavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for joining the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna, Padma Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. And the Mataji who is chanting so beautifully. Thank you, Mataji. Can you put your phone number in the chat box, Mataji? I want to contact you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for joining the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Is anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Mataji, should we record Mataji so that we can do the introduction, Mataji, or should we wait for some more time, Mataji?
Mataji is
We can finish. We can finish introduction maybe.
Yeah. So
it's
welcome.
only
Bhakti Sanga.
7:17 now. 3 more minutes to go.
Okay, Mataji. Okay. Hare Krishna,
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama.
Anybody wants to sing bhajan? Vrinda Gopika Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Just 1 second. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasati Gaur Bhaktaunda Nam Acharya Haridas Thakur ki Jai Bhakti Devi Priti Nami Ki Jagat Guru Sri Prabhupada Sri Gurudev ki Jai Sri Amne Maharani ki Jai. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Please forgive me. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Maharaj,
Hare.
enjoy.
So, Mataji, should we'll go with the introduction, Mataji. Welcome to Bhakti Sanga. Welcome to Bhakti Sanga conference call. Today we are fortunate to have His Grace Vedavyasa Swami Maharaj enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 1st chapter, 22 and 23 verses. Before I give a call to Maharaj, I wanted to give Suresh Sham Prabhuji to give brief introduction about Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. So here is a brief introduction about Maharaj. His Holiness Vedavyasapriya Swami Maharaj was born in Adicya, Sahasra Brahmin family. Maharaj was working as a research biochemist in Purvashrama in East Africa and United States. Within a week of arrival in the US, Maharaj had the association of the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Circumstances led Vedavyasa Swami to give up mundane research and took full shelter of the supreme absolute truth. Before his first initiation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada in 1977 in New York, Maharaj had served the International Society for Krishna Consciousness in various capacities, including personal secretary to the GBC President of ISKCON Queens, New York, Director of Bharatiya Community Services in New Vrindavan. After 1987, Maharaj shifted attention to serving India following the instruction of Srila Prabhupada that every Indian trained in the West must help to serve in India. Since 1991, Maharaj has been based in Vrindavan, India, and his services have included overseeing the function of ashram in Vrindavan and also the Bharatpur Ashrama, and the wider services of regional secretary in Punjab and Haryana, and as a chairman of North Indian Temples Divisional Council for 7 years following its inception. Since 1998, Maharaj has been serving Srila Prabhupada and his movement as an initiating spiritual master and has been preaching far and wide throughout the world the message of Guru and Krishna. He is currently free of management duties, making a full commitment to give spiritual guidance, preaching and teaching to devotees in all levels of advancement in Krishna conscious philosophy, sadhana, deity worship, and temple seva. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mataji, back to you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Prabhu Maharaj, today for giving us valuable time and association to enlighten us on Srimad Bhagavatam class. Please take over the call, Prabhu Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Bol.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter number 1, text number 22. Sri Badarani Uvacha Ragyastadutvacha Akarnya Narado Bhagavan Rishihi Tustaha Praha Tamamashya Shunvatya Dadastadaha Katha. Sri Badarayana Uvacha, Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, Ragnya of the king Yudhisthira, Tat those Vachaha words, Akarnya after hearing, Naradamuni, Bhagavan powerful, Rishi sage, Tustaha being satisfied, Praha spoke from him, Abhashya. After addressing Shanvatyaha Tat Sadaha, in presence of the assembly of the members, assembly members, Katha, the topics. Translation. Sri Sukadeva Goswami said that after hearing the request of Maharaj Yudhisthira, Naradamuni, the most powerful spiritual master who knew everything, was very pleased. Thus he replied in the presence of everyone taking part in the yajna. The astonishment of Yudhisthira Maharaj was that how come Shishupala and Dantavakra got the Sayujya Mukti, liberation, by uniting the soul in the body of Lord Shri Krishna. Because there are so many things that were quite contradictory, that such a person should not get that kind of liberation. He's inimical, whatever it is, but what kind of, the hidden situation was that was not much clear to Yudhisthira Maharaj. So he asked a pertinent question, and Narad Muni, he knew the entire background of Shishupal and Dantavakra, as they were the same personalities who were supposed to take birth. These personalities were not ordinary, but they were cursed. Even in Vaikuntha, the powerful Chatushkumar cursed them to continue the envious mentality. They chose that they will come 3 times. So such apparent story is there, but still Yudhisthira Maharaj wanted to dive deep into the question of Sayujya Mukti. So in the previous verse, Srila Prabhupada gave the purport, telling that the Sayujya Mukti is generally preferred by the impersonalist, those who want to merge into the existence of even impersonal Brahman, which is compared to merging into oneness, even qualitatively, quantitatively, both ways. So spirit soul will merge into the Brahma Jyoti, which is nothing but spirit. So it's Prabhupada said that generally they impersonalists want to merge in the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But this was an envious, demoniac quality, along with his brother Dantavakra. Both of them got liberation and Sayujya Mukti. So Narad Muni now systematically is answering, because he knew the previous history and the mercy of the Lord, how he handles each and every individual's case, and is so compassionate nature that is very unfathomable, that he wants to deliver such mentality of the people also. So Sri Narada Vacha Nindanastava Satkara Nyakara Arthatam Akalevaram Pradhana Parayo Rajan Avivekan Kalpitam. Sri Narada Uvacha, Sri Narad Muni said, Nindana, blasphemy, Stava, praise, Satkar, honor, Nyakar, dishonor artham for the purpose of kalevaram, the body, pradhana parayaha, the nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Rajan, O King, avivekeno, without discrimination, kalpitam, created. So, translation is, the great sage Sri Narad ji said, O King, blasphemy and praise, chastisement and respect are experienced because of ignorance. It's a very strong statement. The body of the conditioned soul is planned by the Lord for suffering in the material world through the agency of external energy. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. In Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, 64th verse, it is said, Ishvaraha sarva bhutanam raddeshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarva bhutani jantra rudhani mayaya. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of material energy. A material body is manufactured by the external energy according to the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The conditioned soul, being seated on this machine, wanders throughout the universe, and because of his bodily conception of life, he only suffers. Actually, the suffering of being blasphemed and the enjoyment is being praised. The acceptance of the good, a good or welcome or a chastisement by harsh words are felt in the material conception of life. But since the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not material but Satchidananda Vigraha, he is unaffected by insults or greetings, blasphemy, or prayers. Being always unaffected and complete, he does not feel extra pleasure when offered nice praise by a devotee. Although the devotee benefits by praying, offering prayers to the Lord, indeed, the Lord is very kind to his so-called enemy, because one who always thinks of the personality of Godhead as an enemy also benefits, although he thinks of the Lord adversely. If a conditioned soul, thinking of the Lord as an enemy or a friend, somehow or another becomes attached to the Lord, he receives the great benefit. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshul Militan Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jatapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitamtam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So this is a beautiful verse in order to understand the total independence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and benedicting even those who are apparently playing the role of the demons and giving them Sayajya Mukti. First, the basic aspect is that what we have learned, that Jay and Vijay were cursed for 3 births as demons. And in the first 2 births, first as Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, the second one was Ravana and Kumbhakarna. In these 2 births, Lord did not give them liberation, because the 3rd birth is still, remaining. So even though they were killed by the Lord's hand, they should be liberated. But no, the liberated persons are behaving in such a way in order to fulfill devotees' desires. So keep intact the 4 Kumaras curse, and Lord Vishnu has to come and put up the show to kill such demons. But the 3rd birth was Shishupal and Dantavakra, and naturally the same animosity they kept with Lord Shri Krishna right from the birth. So when they were killed, that 3 births are over according to the curse. So now they are getting Sayajya Mukti, the liberation. So that everybody knows that Krishna is fulfilling the devotees' desires, cursing other devotees, and those who are cursed, they are not afraid of the curse, but they want to please the Lord by exhibiting such, chivalrous activity that Lord will be victorious, just to prove that paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. The Lord comes repeatedly to re-establish the principles of religion for the common people, which were lost by such demoniac powers, So naturally, to re-establish the codes of religion, to give them opportunity to come back home, back to Godhead. These incidents are very exemplary to understand, not to follow. Jay and Vijay, they became exemplary that such demoniac activity can hardly anybody would even attempt to enact an imitation of them. And the Lord's immense potency to even curb those demoniac activities are also very much praised. So a devotee relishes the indifference between good and bad. They relish even favor and disfavor. All these symptoms are, possible. But at the same time, just for the sake of pure devotees, Lord Krishna, want to display this potency. So those who are in rapt attention of devotional service can relish, can understand, and can also be inspired to go back home, back to Godhead. Shishupal and Dantavakra, their history is very notoriously, envious. And we need to understand that not superficially, but this is to show Lord Krishna's, acting in such a way that even though he claims that he is not partial, but he remains partial. And nothing can, negate his argument. He says, Samoham sarvabhuteshu na dveshti na priyosi. But ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya te apite chashvaham. I do not favor or disfavor anybody. I am equal to all of them. But those who are performing devotional service, he is always inclined to favor them. He may favor, he may not disfavor to devotees, but his inclination is that they will come soon to him, because they are pure devotees. So in his mysterious ways, even if the Lord desires from a devotee to come closer and expedite his going back home, back to Godhead, he will say, Yasyaham anugrahanami harishyetad dhanam sanai. I'll take away everything. So he has no other support than me. There is no physical support. And we generally count our existence, material existence, even in spiritual practice. If Krishna takes away, who can stop? And he takes away in such a way that it becomes a benediction, anugraha. His blessings are that you come on, get bereft of all your possession, so you do not have any other things to depend upon except me and me alone. In Christianity, they call the God is very jealous. Very jealous. So the details are coming, but here it is in this purport. It starts with the equivocal, nature of the Supreme Lord. That those who are either doing good or bad, Krishna doesn't care for them, because both good and bad are coming from him, and people, according to the modes of material nature, perform good or bad activities. So what do they both good and bad do not make them transcendental. So therefore, Krishna is equal to both good and bad. He doesn't take much notice. But only in our physical condition, we think that, if calamity happens, it's a very bad thing. And what's going on between Israel and Hamas, which is good thing, bad thing, everybody is engaged in this kind of discussions. But why Krishna is allowing it to happen? They want to, they can't get a clear clue, and they take what you call sides, and in a nation there are agencies who take the side of both of them individually, both and it may be said to be anti-national, but actually nation has to tolerate, because there is purpose to thin out the population. There is purpose to understand the desire of the Lord. This is this is called struggle for existence? No, it is enviousness. enviousness is not the cause of struggle for existence, but the physical nature or power is the cause. Their desires, everyone has a different desire, and these desires are in conflict. So they blame each other, and there will never be peace. But in the Krishna conscious view, we should understand that if it is happening, it is the plan of the Lord. Why? The devotees have to remain aloof from it, because that is very important for the devotees to understand that everything depends upon Krishna, and everything is controlled by Krishna. Depends means he is the origin of everything, right? And in the modes of material nature, then the divisions or preferences are coming, and it is imposing on the, say, human psyche. And because they are bereft of the spiritual knowledge of that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna is the ultimate responsible supreme entity, and it is his desire that will be fulfilled. So devotees are exceptionally on the side of Krishna without any objection. In Israel also we have centers. They are devotees. There's a place called the area for Druze community, and the Druze were very naturally connecting with Krishna, even though they read Prabhupada's books in Arabic. They may be meat eaters, but somehow or another they are connected to Krishna. So such community will, in long run, will definitely get the benefit. So they also came to India in Vrindavan, because I was involved in reception of them and facilitating them to meet with other people as the schedule. Then they went to Mayapur also. So that was an exception, that devotional career is there directly or indirectly. But if we want to expedite, then we have to follow rules and regulations within the human form of life. We can't say that we have to see them a different class of devotees. No, devotees cannot be classified otherwise as beginners or advancing, and those who are perfected beings, neophytes, then advanced devotees, and uttamas, that is the Paramahamsa stage. No. Devotee is a devotee by the calculation of his remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead and on the foundation of the holy name. They chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra also. They read Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, fine. So they are a kind of devotee. And those who are in the discipline and disciplic succession, they should understand that they can't despise on them. So because of such cultivation of humility becomes the pivotal thing for a regulated devotee to advance. So the vision is that in those cases of these political victims, why Krishna is not, favoring them, or why he is not allowing the war to stop? War will stop when ammunition is finished. Otherwise, as long as you have an ammunition, you are going to fight. Ammunition is for fight. It's not for show. So Krishna will, put up pressure. Okay, use, just like what we heard when Pakistan was telling that we have some half-pound, quarter-pound atom bombs also, means smaller than Indian government retorted. Do you think we have also kept just for Diwali? So that's a sarcasm. Means everybody has to defend, and that is right. But at the same time, why Krishna is allowing? Because of jealousy. And those who are jealous cannot understand the secrets of pure devotional service. Idam tu te guhyatamam pravakshami anasuyave. Anasuyave means those who are not. Arjun, you are not envious with me. Therefore, I am telling you the most important secret of my pure devotional service. That is the king of knowledge. And Prabhupada put us on the king of knowledge. Why all other knowledges are not important? Because when you get king of knowledge, you will be able to understand with what you call the eyes of indiscrimination. We are supposed to understand and take the side of Krishna and his desires. Otherwise, why Krishna would allow the fratricidal war in Kurukshetra? When the individual concern is there, then the merit would be that Sayujya Mukti, it is possible, but generally impersonalist as well as demons who are killed by Lord Shri Krishna, they got Sayujya Mukti. They wanted to, fight with all the enmity, and Krishna killed them. Sayujya Mukti doesn't mean it is entering into the body of a personal body of Lord Krishna. That Shishupal and Dantavakra go. Impersonalist go in Brahmajyoti, that is also Sayujya Mukti, merging into the Brahman. But at the same time, they think a total oneness with Lord Shri Krishna is easily achieved through Sayujya Mukti. But Srimad Bhagavatam denies. Bhagavatam says, Ye nyer arvindaksha vimuktamanina tai asthabhava avishuddha buddhaya aruhya krchena paramapadam tataha patanti adha anadrud yashmadam graya. Lord Shri Krishna is very difficult. Subject matter of his personification and personal interactions, and at the same time claiming that he is the origin of everyone and everything is, permeated by him. Everything is expanded by him. Aham sarvasya prabhava matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante maam buddha bhava samanvita. Only devotees are, take this application to understand Lord Shri Krishna. Those who want to understand the powers of Krishna, That's a different subject matter. These powers may be physically to be understood. So they become, naturalist, depending upon the prakriti or the material manifestation, and thereby acquiring the powers. So all six opulences are thus becoming the attraction for the Supreme Personality of Godhead for those who are desirous to acquire those. But because he's the source, everything belongs to him. So impersonalists cannot understand the personality aspect. Therefore, they want premature merging into the Supreme Brahman. But they are mistaken. Because according to Bhagavatam, they cannot go beyond the last layer of what we call Mahakalapur, where Lord Shiva is the guardian. Lord Shiva is on material side of Virja river, and on the opposite side, he is as Sadasiva in Vaikuntha side, where the Brahmajyoti is so brilliant on the other side. But there's a Virja line in between that one has to cross by detachment. That is not there. If they have desire to merge, and Mahakalapur is also very brilliant because it's very near to the Brahmajyoti emergence is in on the other side. Only river is the difference, the boundary. So the idea is that Mahakalapur is a very brilliant place. And these impersonalists, they think they have reached the Parampadam because it is very effulgent. But result is Patantiya, they will be trapped at Mahakalapur, and they will be under the illusion. Vimuktamanina means there is an illusion of thinking that they have reached the top. But Patantiyada, because there they cannot find, or they have no inclination to take shelter of the two lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. There is a what you call dishonor to the lotus feet of the Lord. They do not take. Therefore, there is no support system, and Patantiya, they have to go down. So that is the situation exactly for the impersonalist. They are under, they do not go back home, back to God. Even in Brahmajyoti, they don't. Of course, they fell from it. Most of us come down from the Brahmajyoti level. And we have to go back, but we should not be trapped at Mahakalapur. So in the journey of Gopakumar, Lord Shiva will help. He also desires to go back to his original Swarup from Shankarshan. So that is the Kailas. Kailas is on the other opposite side and spiritual side of Mahakalapur. So in any way, the idea is that impersonalists want to merge. Then how come this envious Rakshas is merged in the body of Lord Shri Krishna. That is the intrigue. But the answer is given because Krishna, by his quality and nature, he interacts only in favor of devotees and disfavors the material good or bad. He is keeping himself aloof from. So Jay and Vijay got special mercy because of the third birth, and that is the end of the curse. Therefore, they have to be liberated. And every demon otherwise also gets Sayujya Mukti when killed by Krishna. All right. But here in the assembly, they saw all the great kings and Rajasuya Yajna came, and Lord Krishna was installed by Yudhistar Maharaj as the Agra Puja personality, and he was being worshipped, and Shishupal could not tolerate the honor given to Lord Shri Krishna. So he was engaged in abusing him. But Krishna promised Shishupal's mother that he will only tolerate 100 abuses from him. So if 101 is there, then I have no favor for you. So mother says, okay, that is also okay. And 100, you are going to pardon, you know. So when 100 abuses are over and he casted 101, then Krishna's Sudarshan Chakra automatically went and chopped up his head. At that time, his soul came in a liberated form and merged into the body of Supreme, who is ever spiritual in nature. So spiritual nature was existing there, and those devotees who saw, they never objected. But at the same time, the intrigue was there. The same Yudhisthira Maharaj, is trying to know from Naradamuni that what was the so much special favor to the devotee. So the answer in a nutshell we are given, but Narad Muni will explain so many things in detail. Then these are not ordinary jivas. They come to exhibit and glorify the greatness of Lord Shri Krishna. Even in showing the enmity, they show the opposite characters of Krishna's qualifications. If somebody is envious, and we are easily getting affected by his, taunts or harassment or this or that, and the animal instinct in all living beings, even human, is to retaliate. But Rupa Goswami taught us something that if you are preaching to an atheist, or you do not know who, but you enter into confrontation, then defeat him by arguments, if he is not defeated, then take somebody with you. And if necessary, beat him up. Beat means give him a kind of physical punishment. Cut off his tongue even. Well, that is an aphorism, but make him speechless. And otherwise, just put a samosa in his mouth and get out from there. Run for your life. Otherwise, you must be ready to lay out life. But you can't, tolerate the blasphemy of a devotee. You can't tolerate the blasphemy of Lord Shri Krishna. So, devotees are supposed to be not aggressive, but at the same time, they must know the etiquette in retaliation. Krishna is always remain protected. But it's the glory of the Krishna, of Lord Shri Krishna should never be tainted. That is our obligation to have. So we must remain the activities of Lord Shri Krishna and try to understand through cultivation of the divine potency through chanting and performing pure devotional service in order to come to the terms of understanding what's in the mind of Lord Shri Krishna. They say nobody knows what is in the mind of Krishna. How is he going to act? But devotees know. In that case, even Krishna in Golok Vrindavan doesn't know what is he going to do next. But Radharani is always ready to interact in any circumstances. That is devotional service. And Srila Prabhupada says that we need to take some risk in performing devotional service. But it should be calculated risk rather than whimsical and not understanding properly. There is no need to take risk like that. So the idea is, and then Janma Karma Chame Divyam, this karma activity or how Lord Shri Krishna is acting, is totally independent. And this independency can be understood only by another independence agency, that is devotional service. They say devotional service is as good liberated as and swarat or self-sufficient, just like Lord Shri Krishna. Independent, be merciful anytime upon whom she cast her glance. So the potency Bhakti Devi is very important to take shelter of, to understand this divine activities of Lord Shri Krishna. So anybody has any question on this?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Hare, what a wonderful points, Maharaj, you have for us. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Dear devotees, if you have any questions, please go ahead. I see Shivakumar Prabhuji raised his hand. Go ahead, Prabhuji. Unmute yourself and go ahead, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances at your Lord's Maharaj.
Yeah.
Maharaj, on the impersonal liberation Maharaj, in the 12th chapter, when Arjuna asks the question of personal and impersonal form worshippers, the Lord responds saying that he lists the qualities of impersonal worshippers, and he also says, at last they achieve me. So how do we kind of understand, Maharaj, that they also
Bahunam
kind of,
janmanante jnanvam mam prapadyate vasudevam sarvamiti sa mahatma suduru. After many, many human births, a person who is in impersonal knowledge, when he surrenders to Lord Shri Krishna, he becomes personalist. So there must be an agency of spiritual master who he has to accept and convince him. So it may take many births for him. So that is ultimately they will come to him. So we should not, be discouraged by associating or not associating, but in showing the etiquette to even an impersonalist, that will be pleasing him. When we show friendship, but not intimate, then there is no harm in, but we should be confident. And such meeting can be done and with multiple devotees together, and then we can tackle them. Generally, impersonalists come and they try to, put forward some arguments related to it, but they bluff. They bluff. Even they quote Upanishads and so many things just to prove that is impersonalism. But no, we have also Upanishads telling, indicating the personality, even though indirectly.
Okay.
Svetasudra Upanishad, na tasyasya karanam karunam cha vidya. Tasya means whom? An object is a product, not the producer. So, for a product, there is no, question of a cause. But who produced it? He doesn't have a cause. He's the cause of all causes. But the product is not cause of all causes. Product is, the fruit of the desire of some brain. So the initial creator of the entire material world and spiritual world is Lord Shri Krishna. Then he gave Brahma for one particular universe to handle the affairs. So he becomes secondary creator. Then Brahma produces so many agencies of working in the, that's the demigods. And they also create. Demons also create. And fourth is human being. So we are number fourth creator. It doesn't mean we are supreme. So like that, the supreme is person. All these mentions are person. If Brahma is a personality, if demigods are personalities, human beings are personality, then why not Krishna?
Thank you. Maharaj, just one follow-up question, Maharaj. In 7th chapter, Lord says, if somebody is inclined towards any demigod, I kind of give him faith. Is that also true for an impersonalist, that he kind of increases that?
Yes, but they are dissatisfied. They whimsically think that they have reached, they became Bhagwan themselves. And when they are frustrated, then they try to say that there's no difference between me and Bhagwan. So Namo Narayan, Namo Narayan. You are also Bhagwan, everything. it's a kind of immature compromises. So Krishna wants to fix whatever your mentality, yes, he has facilitated. So you can say, but a child has his own mentality of ignorance. So similarly, even after heaps of knowledge of material thing, he can't enter into the spiritual life. And those who are entering into the spiritual life, they may have developed at least 25 qualities out of 26. They become sadhus, impersonalist sadhus, and they are also brilliant in giving talks and getting honor from the public.
Okay.
But one character is not there. That Swarup Lakshana is not there.
Okay.
Swarup Lakshana is that they are not devotees.
Okay. Thank you so much.
When they take shelter unto me means, now that is the surrender. A devotee is always soul surrender to Lord Shri Krishna.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Jyoti Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Maharaj ji. My question is, say a person is liberated, but who is practicing impersonalism, then why Lord takes an extra effort for that particular person who is practicing impersonalism and he's liberated? Lord goes against his desire and calls that bhakti, that particular person in bhakti.
After all, a misguided child is also without any discrimination as in the heart of the Father, right? So it's the relationship that counts. The relationship of Lord Krishna with his part and parcel is impeccable. And Krishna shows that he is separated from his own part and parcel, and he's not happy about it. So whether one is an impersonalist, Mayavadi, and Krishna loves them, but they do not love Krishna. So that kind of disturbed relationship between father and son is there. The father cannot tolerate separation from his own part and parcel. That's how Krishna is showing his character.
Lord is tolerating so much. And my second question is, Maharaj ji, even a person, even if he is liberated, his desire to go against a Lord, even if it is visible for him, still he continues to deny Lord's existence. What is that he feels about? Like, he is the envy which is at the surface is very subtle. He accepts, but still he is not practicing. What is my understanding correct?
He is still envious. One has to come on the terms of Lord Krishna. To go back home, we have to come on his terms. We can't go on our own terms. But devotional service will clear out our swarupa and engagement in that swarupa that once upon a time we were in engagement in any phase of the spiritual realm.
Eternally grateful to you, Maharaji. Thank you so much
Hare
for
Krishna.
answering. Thank you.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Maharaj. Nitya Narasimha Prabhuji, please go ahead with your questions, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances unto your lotus feet. Maharaj, my question is like, a jealous person cannot understand Krishna. So how one should avoid or get rid of jealous, Maharaj? Can you give some tips, Maharaj? Hare Krishna.
As soon as you find out, give him prasad and get away. Don't engage in Shraddhadana, Purushasya, Dharmasyasya Parantapa, Aprapno Vanti Mam, Mrityu Sansar Vartamani. Those who are not faithful in executing the prescriptions of the Dharma Shastras, with full faith and conviction, then they will return to only Mrityu Sansar Vartamani, the path of birth and death. So their living is futile, not being able to achieve Lord Krishna. So that is their fate. So Shraddhavan labate jnanam. First of all, they will receive the transcendental knowledge, and when they become free from entangles of material modes, then they are getting the opportunity to enter into parabhakti, pure devotional service. Brahma bhuta prasannatma na sochati na kankshati samat sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labate param. Only after that parabhakti starts. So up till now, without liberation, we are trying to do bhakti according to the prescribed method, all right, and the guidance of the Guru. But after that also, after liberation, there is an internal disciplines of guidance and follow in the footsteps of the Yutheshwaris and all of those that will be there. So without guidance, you can't progress. What to speak of those who are thinking independently on their own without taking guidance? It is simply, I think, make-believe, a joke. They are not bona fide. They are not authorized. They cannot accept an authorized process. Therefore, Rupa Goswami has, very painstakingly make an effort to put the Bhakti Shastra in a very scientific development way. Otherwise, previously it was absent. Only Narad Bhakti Sutra and other compositions were there. Because the holy name, which is the root of bhakti, it was the Yoga Dharma, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami to write the science of bhakti.
Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much. There is a chart now. Hare Krishna Maharaj, I don't see any more questions, dear devotees. Do you have any other questions? If not, I think I see Jyoti Mataji raised her hand again.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mataji.
Maharajji, I have one more question. A devotee, if he is practicing, say he is practicing sincerely, then he is reading the theory and he is performing his actions towards the whatever the instructions is coming from his Shiksha Guru or the Guru Maharaj. So then being practicing, having some intelligence, how a devotee should understand that the realizations are happening to him, because the intelligence or the mind is so powerful that it can overload the realization, and or say even if the realization is not there, it will impose that the realization is there. So how one should cross that he's realizing, he's experiencing, or his knowledge is overpowering him in his practice of devotional life.
Rupa Goswami gave the 6 steps, 9 steps of progress in devotional service. Adav Shraddha Tato Sadhu Sangata Bhajana Kriya Atha Anartha Nivrutti Syat Tato Nishtha Ruchi Asakti Bhava and Prem. So most of us, or most of those who are advancing devotees, they are advancing in reciprocation of how much anartha they have and get rid of. So that is the parameter, and even in the nishtha stage, some lingering anarthas are there, but never mind, it will never become an obstacle. And as long as you start going ahead for ruchi, means the transcendental taste should be there. And it is more sweeter than even what we are experiencing in with our mode of goodness in executing the devotional service. So the transcendental taste begins with the ruchi, then you become asakta, attached. This is the real attachment that we are supposed to do. If we are attached to the ignorance for a temporary show, that is actually becoming obstacle. But this attachment will push you on the ladder of bhav and prem. So those devotees who are sincerely trying, we have to measure, and they have to measure themselves. And there is no necessity. So in our own humility, if we are still struggling to remove the anarthas, then yes, we should rest assured that we have been successful to remove most of it. By accepting 4 principles, so many anarthas are got rid of. But still, subtle anarthas that we are struggling day in and out, then we have to have patience and work hard on it. At least when the anarthas will be removed, then nishtha, means unshakable faith or verified faith, will be there. This nishtha is a point of liberation. Okay? And only in liberated point that Brahma, you will be entering into parabhakti.
So this anartha dimension is very vast, right? So the struggle between the devotees and the struggle between the practicing devotion, or the struggle to execute the internal improvements also is the path where the anarthas are on the surface that we are dealing with. So we have to consciously understand that the struggle is the anarthas. Is my understanding correct?
Anarthas are going to be removed when the age is also increasing. So rest assured that your path on willingly accepting removal of anartha, that is your own extra mileage. So when age is limiting to discontinue certain activities which were done out of ignorance, that we cannot perform due to infirmity or whatever it is. So Krishna is giving that opportunity to make us more advanced in at least our realization of the commitment in spiritual life. So a person who is well aware, then he should be also rest assured and have confirmed faith that without removal of anarthas, we will still have to come back. So it's a very precarious situation. Nobody wants to come back and go through repeated, life of anarthas, strangling. You follow?
Yes, and the realization part. When there is a hold, say if I'm getting an angry, then there is a hold that I'm getting angry, but I'm not supposed to respond. So that hold which is giving the strength, is that an realization part, or what is it?
Well, it takes time. When we are in transit, we have not reached the destination. Okay, and at certain point, as I said in the first place, most of us are struggling in anartha nivritti stage, right? And
Yes.
therefore, anarthas can only be removed in association of the devotees. Alone, we may not be able to do.
When there is exchange of heart.
And anarthas are precursors of aparadha. So grossly, if we stop the aparadhas, but subtly, if the anarthas are within our mind, and then it will not allow us to think Krishna properly.
So our life that we have got is because that we are doing aparadhas?
Anarthas are precursors of aparadhas. Aparadhas are gross manifestation of all our ignorance and anarthas.
Thank you, Maharaj.
It is compared that ignorance is like a fog, which is happening in absence of sun. When the sun arises, fog will be removed. So similarly, the transcendental nature of chanting Hare Krishna can certainly remove the fog of our ignorance. But at the same time, the clouds are like anarthas. The clouds, anarthas are like clouds. And clouds are much more denser. But rest assured, the same sunlight of the holy name will move the clouds. All right?
Yes.
And aparadhas are gross manifestation of even taking the toll of our devotion service.
Yes. Yes, Maharaji. Koti Dandvat Pranam. Please accept my Dandvat at your lotus feet. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Maharaj. Nityanarasimha Das Prabhuji, Maharaj, do you have some time from Maharaj?
No, I can take if you have time. Yeah.
Oh, no. Nityanarasimha Prabhuji, please go ahead, Prabhuji.
Maharaj, my second question is like you mentioned in your speech that devotee is a devotee and we cannot be classified. But the Shastra says that the devotees are of three types: Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama.
I spoke that. Yeah, I spoke that. But even Uttama Adhikari does not discriminate between who is a devotee, who is non-devotee. He sees equally. Right? So we have to cultivate that humility is a wider perspective of admitting everything under control of Lord Krishna. For our progress, we need equal-minded devotees who are practicing Krishna Bhakti. So we gain from there, but the importance is to reach to that point of such equivision, because Krishna has equivision. And Krishna wants us to see the way he sees. Krishna wants us to think the way he thinks. And Krishna wants us to do the way he desires us to do. This is Krishna consciousness, Krishna's consciousness. So the important point is that classification is not needed for the Uttam Adhikari, but neophytes should know that why they are still neophytes. If they do not interact with the devotees, they interact only with the deities. So they are only on the mental platform rather than intellectual platform. Madhyamadhikari interacts with the devotees. He converses, gains not only inspiration, but the conclusion of the Shastra. This is the sadhu association. And ultimately, the Paramahansa stage is like an avadhuta, is indifferent. It's very inconceivable, but that is the root cause of all the philosophies. Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. Even Adi Shankara uses, even Ramanuja uses, but Ramanuja's philosophy on this Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva was accepted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and brought in our Gaudiya Vaishnava. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not like Tattvavadis of Madhva. Therefore, our link goes to one of the disciples, that Madhavendra Puri. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took initiation from his disciple, Ishwar Puri. Worship of Radha Tattva came from Nimbark Sampradaya. So anyway, the idea is very important to understand that Jnana Vijnana Sahitam Yat Gyatva Mokshasha. Otherwise, everything is ashubh, inauspicious on the path of bhakti. But Krishna wants us to know. So we have to know on his terms. There may be so many ifs and buts, or certain circumstances we do not understand, but the parameter is only that Jnana Vijnana Sahitam Yad Gyatva Mokshasha Ashubhat. Our confusion is ashubh for us. It's not a shubh thing. Ashubh, inauspicious. So vidyate hridaya granthi chindyanti sarva samshaya. The ashubh has to be gone out. Yeah. Go ahead, another question.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Maharaj, sorry to take your time, Maharaj. Just one question on Anartha Nivritti, Maharaj. Some changes are visible to us, Maharaj, but some anartha seems to be persistent. So can we understand that even if it is not externally visible, just by sticking to the process, there would be some changes that is happening, Maharaj? Is that a fair understanding?
Yeah, changes should happen within us. We are practitioners for the change. Change is inevitable. it's simply been begged by the mercy of Lord Shri Krishna. We have to beg. Speaking about, listening about is not enough. What Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur Maharaj says, that do not try to see Krishna through your eyes, but see through the ear. It means we have to understand, and oral reception is very important. This process has been brought by Srila Prabhupada, emphasized process.
Thank you so much. Great.
Any other question?
Thank you, Maharaj, for all the question answer and your very, very inspiring class. Ananta Koti Dandavat Pranam to your lotus feet.
Maharaj, that was question in the chat box. I don't know if that is taken. Someone was asking, is my chanting effective?
Oh my God.
1 minute. Is my chanting effective only after Diksha? That was the question in the chat box.
There are 5 chats, right? This is showing only no question.
Maharaj, can you hear my voice? There was one question. Is my chanting effective only after Diksha?
Well, because you promise to chant 16 rounds in front of the devotees, deities, Guru, Srila Prabhupada, and fire sacrifice. The recipient of your vows, it's not only a formality, but it is very inevitable as Pancharatriki Vidhi. Bhagavat Vidhi, there is no problem. That is chanting Hare Krishna, even without, anybody's, guidance or anything. If you start chanting, you will get the same benefit. But if you are not determined by conviction and not ready to accept both the vidhis, then you will fall short.
Sudhakar has a question. Sudhakar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. My question is very basic one. Sorry if that is not up to the level of this class. Actually, I was just contemplating after all the serious lectures, like why the soul is first of all separated from the Lord Krishna. And if I understand it takes so much of years and struggle to reach to the Krishna, and Krishna is so kindful and merciful to all the living beings, whether demigods or demons. So why, first of all, we as a soul got separated from him? And I'm sorry.
You read Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, and Krishna gives the clue. Ichha dvesa samuttena dvanda mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. Ichha and dvesh, these are the 2 concomitant factors that creates duality of delusion, and they fall into material life. Material life is dvanda. Dvanda means fighting. We describe the fighting. And this dvanda or duality existing because the 2 factors. Dvanda means 2, dvanda means fighting, dvanda means confusion. So at different level, what we say then, but ichha means separate desire than Krishna. And dvesh of whom? Krishna. We become envy. Because as a tiny living entity part and parcel. We think we are qualitatively one, but we also make a mistake to think quantitative oneness also. So we have minute independence being individual soul. Krishna allows us that independence, but when we misuse it against him, then what will happen? We'll become victimized ourselves because of duality in us. Duality has to be removed by accepting Krishna's equivocal. Neither he supports duality, but he supports only devotional service. Now, do you have any choice to do anything on your own to make a remedy?
Maharaj, actually, my understanding is that, or my question may not put properly. What I understood from this so far, what I learned lectures is, to reach God, you need to get rid of all these things, right? All these dualities, other things. So once I'm just thinking the origin of this separation, when I'm with Krishna already, I'm the part and parcel of Krishna. So I presume that these qualities will not be there at that time, right?
Oh, no, we have to remove, because from time immemorial, we have been rotting in the cycle of 8.4 million species of life. Do you know when did you fall from the grace of God?
That's what I'm trying to know from you.
It is time immemorial. It's beyond our capacity to understand in 36 ounces of brain. Okay? The humility will expand your thinking process towards favoring Krishna's, whatever he has instructed us. If we become humble and then we'll try to understand, and we may go deep into it. But Krishna gives the reason, because of our separate desire from his desire. Devotional service means we are going to accept his desire and not my desire. Even in Christianity, they pray, not my will, but thy will be done. What does it mean? He is the creator, he is the maintainer, and he is also the destroyer. And he is doing it in times, and required times even. That's why the cycle of time is there, and time personification is also him. But his realm is timeless. He is giving us a kind of a time-limited sentence to suffer in the material world. Get out from here, rather than question that why he is allowing us to do that. Well, he does not allow, because you were casted in falling. He has to create another world called material world, where he will keep. We become disunited by different desires from him, and therefore he has forced to give us a kind of different creation, because we were unfit in his creation. So material creation, even he had to create. Just like in a big city, where all law-abiding citizens are there, but there is also a jail. It may be very insignificant, space, but nonetheless, the rebellious souls are put in the jail. And the jail is a correctional unit, right? In America, they don't call it a jail. It's called correctional unit. So we are also in the jail of Durga Mata, and we have been given opportunity to correct ourselves that we should not make any separate desire if it is not Krishna's desire. We have to accept Krishna's desire. He wants you to manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskaru mame vaishasi satyam te pratijani priyosi. So we have to become absorbed in his thought, his desire. If you do not know the desire, what is Krishna, then go to Guru. He is there to show what is Krishna's desire. On your own, it is too difficult.
So is it, can we say that even after reaching the Golok, there is a chance that you will come back to this material world because of this desire?
Yad gatvana nivartante tad dhamam paramam mama. We fell not from Golok Vrindavan. Probably we never went to Golok Vrindavan.
So from where then we have been generated?
In Brahmajyoti, most of us. Brahmajyoti is a realm of impersonal, light is an impersonal. But behind the light, we don't see the dazzling face of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the source of light even.
So Brahma is different from the actual Krishna?
Who?
Is it that Lord Krishna is different than his Brahmajyoti?
No, Brahmajyoti is an effulgence, impersonal effulgence. The light is impersonal, So it's an impersonal effulgence of the Lord, which is, just like the sun rays are there. The rays are not the sun, but they can be compared. When the sunlight enters into my room, Surya Dev has come into my room, right? Through the energy, we accept the energetic behind it. So similarly, Brahmajyoti is the transcendental effulgence, which is perceived by even those who are in knowledge, means Jnanis. But beyond Brahmajyoti, there is another Swarup, that is the Paramatma Swarup, which is in your own heart. And this Swarup is giving you the perceptive, energy called consciousness. It is divine in nature, but we spoiled that in Ichha and Dvesh. So we want to clean up our consciousness through chanting Hare Krishna, so we will be able to see our real face. Chetodarpanamarjanam. So we have to take up the process rather than just keep our mind idle thinking. Proactive thinking means we read Bhagavad Gita, understand what Krishna desires from us, see what is our position and how we are, struggling for existence in blind world. Got something?
Yeah, got something, but not completely. But anyhow, I'll try to.
You listen from time to time, ask the question, and you will understand.
Is it the same thing like Vitrasura's story, which we learned? Like Vitrasura got realized.
What is it?
Like in Bhagavatam, we learned about the Vitrasura story, right? So there, God realized, and then he get cursed and to a demon. So what you're saying is something like this, our condition also, even though we get God realized, we can still not reach the God. Is it something like that?
No. great devotees like Chitraketu, who was cursed by Durga Devi, but Shivji prevented him, her not to curse. He is a devotee. But Durga Mata, she is Manisha, Manuni, thinking her own, doesn't listen to Lord Shiva. Then, but Chitraketu came in front. My dear mother, I'm not afraid of your curse. I will take the birth as a very formidable Rakshasa, Vitrasura. No problem. And he was the one who always remembered the devotional service aspect of Lord Shri Krishna. And he never gave up internal devotional service in the body of a Rakshas. Can you recognize a devotee in Rakshas family? That was his makeup. While Indra, even though favored by Lord, he would keep on forgetting the instructions of the Lord. How to kill Vritrasura. And Vritrasura knew. And Indra would forget. It's a beautiful story, but what we have to learn is the devotional aspect. Even a demon can become devotee. Prahlad's father was a demon, Hiranyakashipu, and Prahlad's own son was a demon, but Prahlad's grandson was a devotee. Can you understand? Everybody is a living entity, part and parcel of Krishna, but whichever is the predominant mode of his life, he will be coming out that way.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Guru.
Anyway, anything still?
I don't see any raised hands, Maharaj.
Okay, you must have them told to put them down or so.
Oh, Maharaj, no, Maharaj. Very beautiful class, Sanvi. Thank you so much for your sweet association.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Very, very wonderful class. And thank you so much for blessing us, Maharaj, for coming on the call and giving me an association. Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, sure.
Dinabandhu Prabhu, you want to say something?
Prabhuji is saying Vancha Kalaptaru Vaishyacha. Prabhuji is advanced devotee. So Prabhuji is advanced. Hari bol, Hari bol. Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dhanva Pranam Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Bless us Maharaj, beautiful class. Thank you Maharaj. Whose services today?
Maharaj already left the call. Okay. Hare Krishna dear. Okay, Padma Mataji, take over.
Hare Krishna dear devotees, thank you so much. Maharaj is already gone. Let's pay our obeisance to Maharaj. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo pranam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. His Grace,
His Holiness,
His Holiness Vedavyasapriya
Maharaj ki jai.
Hari bol.
Hari bol.
Nityananda, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.